After 2 to 3 hours of meticulous styling and makeup, and a spectacular Christmas tree to stand beside and enhance, Laura, 41, reveals that ditching the Call the Midwife specs and nurse's outfit has a very positive effect for fans of the show. "I got told last week that I look 20 years younger," says Maine, who plays hard-working midwife and mother Sheila Turner, a former nun. "It's probably a load of old rubbish, but people generally say that I do look so much younger when I'm not in character. I honestly think it's the old-fashioned glasses, and the way I play her." Maine never knows quite how to react when this happens. "I really don't know how to take it, I don't. I mean, obviously, it's a compliment, so I do take it as that. I was told I looked 20 years younger when I turned up to do BBC Breakfast when I was fresh-faced and without any makeup." Like millions of viewers on Christmas Day, original cast member Laura also tunes in to Call the Midwife on Christmas Day when she's at home in Scotland. "Yes, I will watch it like everyone else. I'll be in Aberdeen with my mother and 2 sisters. My father is no longer with us, but, yes, it will be lovely again to watch it even though I've already seen it at the press launch. In some ways that makes it easier for me to see it again. But I can't think of a time when I haven't been in Aberdeen to watch the special. It makes Christmas Day exciting, seeing it after all the presents are done." She adds, "It's such an honor to be in an episode of something on Christmas Day, it really is." Maine was born in Aberdeen. Her late father was a fish merchant, and her mother a primary school teacher and housewife. Laura went on to take a History of Art course at Aberdeen University before studying at the highly regarded Webber Douglas Academy of Dramatic Art in London. She's performed since the age of 14, backed throughout the highs and lows by her family. It was in 2011, aged 30, that she was cast in Call the Midwife as Sister Bernadette. "My family has been so supportive of me in everything I've done," she says, "especially my parents, they've been a cool, supportive family. They'd come to see all the shows I did growing up and would travel to wherever they were on." She adds, "And to be in something as wonderful as Call the Midwife, they love it." Maine never entertained any other career. "It was always going to be acting, but I was sensible about it too, and went to university to have something to fall back on." With typical humility, she adds, "I guess you could say whatever happens from this point on, it sort of feels like it's all been okay." As for any current romance in her life, Maine is reluctant to reveal too much. "All I would say, David, is that I'm very happy in my personal life, which is true." This year's Call the Midwife is another feature-length special, full of tears and laughter for the audience. It's set in December 1967 and with Christmas fast approaching, life in Poplar, East London, is returning to normal after last season's terrible train crash. Trixie, Helen George, arrives back from Portofino, looking poised and radiant, much to the delight of love interest Matthew, Ollie Ricks. Meanwhile, the midwives move the maternity clinic into new premises and are delighted when one of their first patients through the door is Rhoda Mullock's, Liz White, who the team, especially Maine's Sheila, know very well. Rhoda is heavily pregnant, and understandably nervous after her last baby was born with limbs that had been affected by thalidomide. Elsewhere, the always jolly Fred, Cliff Parisi, decides that Poplar needs to come together to raise money for those families still affected by the train crash and pitches Poplar to Nutty Knox, which concludes the episode in great style. As Maine points out, while some storylines can be bleak, they're often resolved in a positive way. There's always joy in there, and even in the storylines that seem like they've maybe got a lot of challenges. You know, there is always hope and joy. Much of the show's success, says Laura, is down to the writer and creator, Heidi Thomas, who is married to Stephen McGann, Maine's on-screen husband, Dr. Turner. Heidi's is amazing. She's absolutely incredible. I mean, I don't think it could be done without her, I really don't. It all comes from her, and her scripts are just incredible, particularly the way she weaves everything together. In one storyline in the special, Trixie draws on her own past to help a character who is struggling with drink. He interacts with Trixie, says Maine, because she understands what he's going through. And it's so clever. It's all part of what she does. In each episode, Heidi also makes you laugh out loud. She's very funny. But Heidi also really makes you think, and it will bring out real emotion. You know, I think we all felt that watching that Christmas special together, at the screening, that there were several moments where, you know, it just catches you and you're moved by something. I think people can relate to different things. But you may also learn about something you never knew about. The show really does have caring values. There is no shortage of births in this episode, but Maine plays out a memorable scene with Mrs. Mullox, as the family fear the awfulness of thalidomide. It is Liz White's fourth episode in the series. Sheila does have a real connection with Mrs. Mullox. We first saw her in Series 5 when she had baby Susan, who was totally affected by the drug thalidomide. And Sheila was at the birth and was very much involved. In the aftercare of baby Susan, she had to break the news to Rhoda. So there are always connections with patients. Midwives are extraordinarily empathetic, compassionate people. Asked whether shooting these scenes makes her emotional, she replies, even those who are not acting in these scenes find them emotional. Teddy, who's our midwifery advisor, has said even she has found that when watching them, which I think is really interesting. It does move me, too. It can also be exciting to be part of a scene like this. Sheila's also doing a lot more of the hands-on nursing stuff, the real iconic stuff like when you turn up on a bicycle. I absolutely loved getting to do the delivery with Liz White. But imagine a Christmas without Call the Midwife. The drama has only been commissioned for one more series, season 13. After that, anything could happen, suggests Maine, even, heaven forfend, an end to Call the Mid, one of the country's most successful long-running period dramas. Maine is almost bracing herself for the worst. Well, we know about Series 13, that was announced a long time ago, but we don't know about 14. We haven't heard anything. So could season 13, in 2024, be the last ever series of Call the Midwife? I honestly don't know anything about Beyond 13. Not yet. Maybe there will be an announcement when Series 12 starts airing in the new year. What I would say is that it still feels exciting to be part of Call the Midwife, and you still feel the excitement from the audience, too. and let's hope there's going to be more of it. I'm loving it and proud of it. Call the Midwife, BBC One, Christmas Day, 7:55 p.m.